Welcome students. I am Dr. Archana Savarkar, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, Shri RLT College of Science, Akola. Our today's topic is respiratory organs, gills. Before going to respiratory organs, we should know the meaning of respiration. Respiration is a physiological process occurring in all living organisms. Every living cell requires energy for carrying out its metabolic activities. The cell consumes oxygen during oxidation of substances, resulting in the release of heat and energy and production of carbon dioxide. In short, we can define respiration as respiration is a biochemical activity taking place within the protoplasm of the cell and results in the liberation of energy. Or respiration is a catabolic process which involves taking in oxygen into the cell, using it for releasing energy by burning food and then eliminating the waste product like carbon dioxide and water from the body. A special system is designed for this function, and this system is nothing but respiratory system. The respiratory system is the system designed for exchange of gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen, between the organism and its environment, which is known as respiratory system. Students, one thing is, don't get confused in between breathing and respiration. Breathing is a mechanism by which organisms obtain oxygen from the air and release carbon dioxide, while respiration includes breathing and oxidation of food in the cells of organism to release energy. Second difference in between breathing and respiration is breathing is a physical process and respiration is the biochemical process. Breathing involves respiratory organs, for example, gills, lungs, etc. of the organism. And respiration involves the mitochondria in the cells where food is oxidized to release energy. These are the basic difference between breathing and respiration. So, we should not get confused between these two terms, breathing and respiration. Exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in an organism takes place at two different locations. Depending on the locations, respiration can be divided into two types: external respiration and internal respiration. During external respiration, the gaseous exchange takes place between blood and external environment, and during internal respiration, gaseous exchange occurs between blood and the cell. Blood serves as transport medium for carrying oxygen to the body cell and carbon dioxide away from the body cell. The body structures which are needed for gaseous exchange between the blood and surrounding medium are known as respiratory organs. The main respiratory organs in case of vertebrates are the gills, lungs and integument. Gills are the respiratory organs in aquatic medium. Lungs are respiratory organ for terrestrial respiration, and in some vertebrates, integument acts as a respiratory organ. Integument means skin. For example, moist skin of the frog. Let us see these respiratory organs one by one. First is the gills. Gills or bronchi are the aquatic respiratory organ for mollusks, many crustaceans, fishes and amphibians. Again, gills are of two types, internal gills and external gills. In case of some animals, both internal as well as external gills by one. First, we have to see about the internal gills. Here you can observe the image of fish showing the internal gills, which is enclosed in the opercular chamber. Here you can observe gill lamellae or gill filaments are there. These are the two rows of gill filaments which are attached to the main axis or the gill arch. These gills are the characteristic of fishes. In chordate embryo, the pharyngeal cavity is connected to the outside by series of lateral opening called as gill slit or the pharyngeal clips. The number of gill slit varies in different chordates. Last year we have studied the animal Amphioxus. In case of Amphioxus, the pharynx are perforated with numerous gill slits, and these are about 140 pairs of gill slits. In case of Cyclostome, 6 to 14 pairs of gill slits are present. In case of Elasmobranchs and bony fishes, 5 pairs of gill slits are present. Let us see the position as well as structure of true gills by taking example of fish Scoliodon. Here you can observe two images which shows the position of gills in case of Scoliodon. This is the head region of Scoliodon. This wide opening is the mouth. Mouth opens into buccal cavity, which ultimately opens into pharyngeal cavity. And on both sides of this pharyngeal cavity, there are number of gill slits. Observe here. On each side of the pharynx, in case of Scoliodon, there are 5 pairs of gill slits. We can represent this structure diagrammatically in the next diagram. Here we will observe the position of gill slits or gills very clearly. This is the opening of mouth, then buccal cavity, this is pharyngeal chamber, and on both lateral side of the pharynx, there are 5 pairs of gill pouches, in which 5 holobranchs or complete gills are present. These gill pouches opens on the inner side by inner pharyngeal or inner bronchial opening, and on the outside by external bronchial opening. Here we can observe clearly structure of complete gill. It is also known as holobranch. There are 2 gill lamellae. On the side of mouth, the anterior gill lamella, and on posterior side there is posterior gill lamellae. Both these gill lamellae or numerous gill filaments. They are developed from the epithelium of this cartilaginous tissue, that is interbranchial septum. We can study this complete structure in detail. Here, a complete gill all or the holobranch, it composed of two gill lamellae. This one is the anterior gill lamellae. This is the posterior gill lamellae, which is divided by interbranchial septum. Here you can observe that it is supported by epibranchial cartilage here, and also it is perforated by nerve fibers. The gills are supplied with blood vessels. It is highly vascularized. So this is the structure of holobranch. Now, how this respiratory organ, holobranch, perform its function? We will see in this figure. The seawater enters in the mouth. Through mouth, it enters in the pharyngeal cavity. After entering in the pharynx, mouth get closed and the water pushes on this gill lamellae. It flows on this gill lamellae. Now, this water contains dissolved oxygen in it. When water passes along the gill lamellae, what happens? The oxygen which is dissolved in water get diffused into the blood of blood vessels present in the gill lamellae. At the same time, the venous blood of gill lamellae contains carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is diffused out of the blood vessels and enters in water. Along with the flow of water current, it is thrown outside the body. Thus, here at the place of gill lamella, the exchange of gases takes place. That is, oxygen enters in the blood and carbon dioxide enters in the water from blood. Thus, these gills, true gills or internal gills, acts as a respiratory organ in fishes. Then see the next type of gills, that is external gills or the larval gills. These larval gills are ectodermal in origin and they are usually temporary in nature. They are usually temporary organ found only in the larval stages, and that's why they are also known as larval gills. The external gills are formed as a branching outgrowth from the exposed outer epithelium of gill arches and not from the pharyngeal pouches as in case of the true gills. These larval gills occurs in the larvae of lampreys, bony fishes, lungfishes, and in case of all amphibians. Here we can observe the different kinds of fishes having the external gills. The elasmobranch is having projecting internal gill filaments. Shark is having fan-like structure of gill filament. Lungfishes is having external gills in the form of leaf-like structure. This is example of lungfish, Polypterus. Another example of lungfish, that is in Lepidosiren, 4 pairs of ectodermal gills are present on either side. In case of class Amphibia, near about all animals including Amphibia, they are having the larval gills. In amphibians, the larval gills degenerate during metamorphosis, and in most of the amphibians, lungs are developed as a respiratory organ in adult stage. We can see the example of order Apoda of class Amphibia. For example, Cecilia. A beautiful leaf-like external gills are seen in this animal. In salamander, we can observe the external gills near this opercular fold on both sides of the head. A speciality of Amphiuma gills is that in Amphiuma, gills are absorbed but gill slits it persist after metamorphosis also. In case of Urodela, for example in axolotl larva, 3 external gills are present. And this is the well-known example of frog tadpole larva. Here again we can observe the 3 external gills which disappears after metamorphosis. Thus, the gills assumes different shape in different animals, that is in fishes and amphibians. It may be pectinate, it may be bipinnate, dendritic structure, leaf-like structure, etc. Here in these photographs also we can observe the different types of larval gills. This is the salamander. The beautiful gills are seen in axolotl larva. This is tadpole larva of the frog. Thus, these external gills, they are also serves as a respiratory organ in these animals. These external gills, they are also richly supplied by blood vessels. They are highly vascularized structure by aortic arches for exchange of gases, that is oxygen inside and carbon dioxide outside the body. Thus, the gill, that is external gill as well as internal gill, acts as a vertebrate respiratory organs. Thus, students, in this lecture, we have studied the respiratory organ gills. So, we will stop here. Thank you. Thank you very much.